Hello there once again. Sorry about cutting sort of abruptly in the middle of the level, but I'm trying to make these a half an hour long, so I wanted to do that. Now, this guy is very, very dangerous, and you really don't want to come to grips with him, which is why I wanted to get this bow. Although just having a bow in general is very useful, especially for Brightstone Cove Seldora. Having a good upgraded bow can be very, very useful. And this guy will also drop Petrified Dragon Bone, which of course is very, very useful. But I'm going to continue on a little bit later. Maybe, well, no, I'll finish this guy off, I guess. Getting close to him is not a good idea. He will not spew any poison clouds, but he will kill you very, very quickly. And he has sudden, very jerky movements in his attacks that can be difficult for you. I hope I didn't take off my... Oh, I took off my Chloranthy ring. And I realized... There we go. Those annoying moans and growls in the background are going to go away. Plus my stomach is rumbling. And, yeah, I'm not crazy about this guy. And again, this level design, it feels very small. There are more individual levels, but each of the levels seems kind of tiny compared to the other ones. I mean, one section of, say, Valley of Defilement or something like that just feels bigger than this. Or Shrine of Storms. There are 2 lion men back here, I believe. Yes, I think so. I think I will put this on, because I kind of want to get their armor. I don't know if I've ever really parried these lion guys. It seems kind of dangerous to do that, to be honest. They can be very, very tough and get into this sort of animation where they do this little combo martial art hit thing that can take like 3 hits on you. And that can be very dangerous. But there's no item here, right? No. Yeah, that's weird. They might mention it. Oh, well, no, I guess they don't. Why isn't there an item here? There should be an item, obviously, right? I mean, come on. But there is an item up here. Maybe they're trying to troll you to get you to kill these things. To be killed by those things. Those things will curse you all the way down to 50% too, so they're really an environmental hazard, that's all. There are 2 curse statues there. Do not go towards that one. The ground there is going to cave in. Oh, you can actually hit it. I didn't know that. Oh, you can do it yourself. There you go. There are 2 of them here. And let's take a look at this guy. That axe looks cooler and cooler the more I look at it, but it would be definitely a downgrade, at least moveset-wise, from what we have now. I think this might be a Divine Blessing. No, it is not. Let's try to look up here. This might be the Divine Blessing. Yeah, this area is just a little too small. Now, it's no, oh no, there's nothing up here. The boss of this area, Scorpioness Najka, is, to anyone who's played Dark Souls 1, kind of repetitive. A famous boss in that game was called Quelaag, Chaos Witch Quelaag. And she was one of the tough early game bosses. She had a lot of fire damage. She was pretty strong. And really, really cool. There was just something about her wardrobe that made everybody interested in her. And she was a fun fight. However, they just decided to repeat her instead. Oh, instead of a spider, you know, that's what Quelaag was. She was a human. She had a human torso, a very delightful human torso, I might add, and a spider's backside. She was essentially a drider. So they did another D&D thing and decided to get, get another D&D enemy and do the same thing with them, which is kind of lazy. I am going to use my Fragrant Branch of Yore here because we can actually get another Fragrant Branch of Yore inside this area. It seems fucking ridiculous that I have to go over here because I can't just, step over this wall? This makes no goddamn sense, and all 3 of the Souls games have this, but Dark Souls 2 just seems to be an especially big perpetrator of that kind of crap. A bunch of these statues in here. You really don't need to come in here unless you are a wizard character, because this contains really, really cool armor for wizards early on. Another frigate branch. The Lion Mage set. I'm going to quickly show you what this looks like. This is the counterpart to the Lion Warrior set. Here we go. And this looks awesome. I really think this looks excellent for a mage early on in the game. And as an aside, just the skirt piece, if you just wore that, that also looks very caveman-ish. So if you want to go as a barbarian, you can do that, I think, with just that piece. It ended up looking pretty cool. Now, we just got... Where are my Drenway? There are my Drenway gauntlets. We just got another fragrant branch of yore. And can you hear something? If you listen very closely, you might be able to hear something there. It sort of sounds like a bird. There is another blacksmith, the counterpart to Strayed, that we can unlock in this area. She is known as Weaponsmith Ornifex. However, we need a fragrant branch of yore to unlock the door that she is stuck in. And in order to do that, to get that key, we have to have a fragrant branch of yore for this guy. Let's use it here. Look at this little bridge here that, you know, mysteriously we can't get back on, you know, because, you know, this guy can't lift his legs very much, I guess. And he will automatically... There's that little martial arts thing I was talking about. Very dangerous. The Fang Key. The Fang Key will allow us entrance into Ornifex's cell, I guess. And Ornifex is yet another interesting little throwback to Dark Souls 1, just like Tarkus was. God knows what she's doing here. Anyway, let's go see her. But first we have to talk to yet another friend of ours, Dark Diver Grandol. This is his second appearance. And we can go in over here by dropping down through some... There it is. We can also get a spell here. I don't remember what it is, but I don't think it's very good. Let's see what it is. Homing Soul Mass. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Young undead, don't let this curse weigh upon you. We meet a second time. Perhaps you will yet traverse the dark. Young undead, if you truly seek the dark, then we will surely meet again. May we meet again, somewhere, sometime.
Some sunny day. I think that's all he's going to say to us. And, really cool looking wheelchair he's got. There's a character in kind of this wheelchair thing at Bloodborne, apparently. Let's take a look down here. You see that stuff? That yellow, icky, orangey goop? Do not step in that stuff. Oh, it splashes a bit when you throw something out. That stuff in there is equipment breakage liquid. And what that will do is exactly what I just said. It will break your equipment. There are a bunch of statues in here. This means that there are people who have been petrified nearby. Sometimes they can get in your way. That is annoying. I just got a little bit of equipment breakage there, but I think you have to stand in it for a few seconds for it to really take its toll. There are 4 basilisks in the next area. You can see some people here. Those statues are player characters, by the way. They're not there for decoration. There are probably a couple for decoration, but these ones here are usually not. Those guys are players that got hurt. The basilisks, though dangerous, are the place you want to go for dropping those stone items to get elemental upgrades. That and trading in, what are they called now? It's coming to me. Smooth and silky stones. There are 2 in each side of this area, just in front of the door, so really kind of trying to troll you again in there. Yeah. Ooh, 3 hits. Probably only one hit with the claymore, though, but I didn't want to go in there with two of them, especially now that these guys have a physical attack, which is pretty dangerous. There we go. And over here we'll get some Twinkling Titanite. I think you actually get 3 pieces of this in New Game Plus, like 2 or 3 pieces. So it may be worthwhile to bonfire set like this. We got another stone. I went looking for that with these guys on another character, and nothing. Frickin' nothing. Now, oftentimes you'll see a message out in front here that says something to the effect of friend ahead, or relax, it's okay, or something like that. I think there is like a relax thing in there, or artisan ahead. And the reason they might say friend ahead, or relax, or calm down, or whatever word they have in there is because of this. Yeah, this is her. This is Ornifex. Get an SS Flash Shard here. Very nice. Ornifex is a friendly bird, and that is an ass. That is definitely an ass. It's yucky. Don't look at it. Let's talk to her for a sec.
Thank you for helping me. I am Ornifex. I owe you some form of thanks, but have nothing for you at the moment. If it would not trouble you, could you visit my abode just down the way? Thank you, kind traveler. I believe that I can be of assistance if you would visit me at my home.
What exactly she's doing here is just adding more questions and questions and questions on what the heck is going on. Because in Dark Souls 1, those bird creatures were vicious enemies. That's why people will say, friend ahead, relax ahead, it's okay ahead, because they don't want you to go full retard and attack this creature, which is actually there to help you. Tarkus, Iron Tarkus, remember, that's the person that we believe Tark came from. He died just before the entrance to this area, where you would find those bird things, the painted world of Ariamis, in Dark Souls 1. So what exactly is he doing here? What exactly are the birds doing here? Why are they there? We never learn these things, and they provide too few clues if there is, in fact, an answer to be found. The Lord knows why any of that is happening, but we're going to go take on the boss of this area. Or we're going to attempt to. And if I screw up with her, I'm just going to run back past these guys, which is the way you should be able to do it in a Souls game. You shouldn't be forced to slog through endless amounts of enemies for no real reward. Let's take a look. Okay. And we have the summon sign. Because we talked to Man Scorpion Tark, we have his summon sign here. Before the patch, that was of dubious utility, because he was pretty pathetic, I'm afraid. Poor old Tark. But now he can actually survive the fight, which is nice. Now, Scorpioness Najka is actually going to... Does he have a blue Sentinel's halberd? Is that what that is? Or maybe not. Inside here, we're going to find the Scorpioness Najka submerged up to her torso in the ground. That's the only thing that's going to be sticking out, just her torso. And we're going to have to run over here and attack her. And you can see she's got dim spells. So you got to be careful. Oop, okay. She was actually fairly challenging to me at first. She's obviously a giant scorpion woman, and those things are tipped with poison. So I really should have some poison moss equipped, but I decided to risk it. Man Scorpion Tark does provide a useful distraction, however. She is casting Homing Soul Arrow there, which can be very dangerous to... Oh my goodness. Oh no. No. Okay, good. She can actually swipe with that tail, which can get very dangerous. She can hit us with her claws there. You can actually cut the tail off, too. I don't know if you can cut both of them off, but some of them. Ooh, Tark is really not doing too good. This is usually how we would do normally. And you can stagger her there, as we saw. When she does this, I was lucky to figure this out on my first, not my first, like second or third fight with her. Because she killed me. Run to this stone area here, because if you do that, she is unable to leap up and attack right where you are. and she's staggered a little bit from being underground. It's sort of like she ran out of her stamina there. Really nailing him with her tail there. I wonder if female scorpions are larger than the male ones. Is that what they're saying here? I don't know about that. She's using a weapon that I do not believe that we can get. I'm just noticing this now. It does look like a scorpion tail stinger catalyst / halberd. Would have been nice if we could get that, but we can't. And she's gone. She's not an especially difficult boss now, but there you go. Oh my lord, and we actually got it. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you knew this or not, but there was an item on a tree as we came in here, and the only way to get that item is by having her destroy the tree during the boss fight. A lot of bloodstains in here. Really? That much trouble from Najka? Well, my first few fights, she was pretty troublesome. She was very difficult for me before I kind of figured her out. And this item just baffled me to no end. It made me think, my goodness, what could it be? It's obviously so difficult to get, and that famous YouTuber did tell us, look for this stuff hidden in out-of-way places. Don't you want it? Don't you want to get that? And then I was looking around in the next area, because there's a lot of Pharaoh's Lockstone items there. And I was like, maybe if I put that there, I could drop down from that area to here. There's a slide or a hidden door. Nope. You want to know what this item is? Nothing. It's a flame butterfly. A totally useless waste of item. And it's just, that kind of crap happens so often in this game. It's so obnoxious. I hate it. It's just really, really irritating to see again and again these people just say, hey, you want this really cool thing? We'll go through this really tough, excuse me, this really tough level, and then maybe you can get it. Oh, you didn't get it? Well, too bad. Oh, you spent hours trying to get it? Well, good. Guess what it is? Crap. You just wasted your time. Ha, ha, ha. We just laughed at you. That's not okay. There were items like a Velen, a special kind of crossbow in Dark Souls 1, that it took a hell of a lot of effort, an extraordinary amount of effort to get. However, they were really worth it because they were so unique and interesting and fun. Now there is another item that we have to get, a weapon, before we go to the next area. I may die doing this because, the jumping in this frickin' game. But what you're supposed to do here is that over there, you see that lion guy, you can use a fragrant branch of yore on him and avoid making this jump over there. But why would you do that when fragrant branches of yore are so precious? By the way, you do not keep your fragrant branches of yore when going to a New Game Plus cycle, which seems especially stupid to me. And we gotta do another jump after this one, too. So you gotta do a jump at some point. You're not getting out of it. Oh my goodness. There we go. And there's another basilisk over here with a soul item. I'm just going to quickly kill him before moving on. I'm so much more comfortable in Dark Souls 2 two-handing my weapon. In Dark Souls 1, I try to keep my shield up quite a bit. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but if you press the block button, if you have your sword in your hand, without a shield, if you're two-handing your weapon, you can still block, and you should still do this, because it's going to reduce your, the thing by, 60% damage. That's pretty good, and that's 40 damage reduction. So that's actually pretty darn good. You should definitely do that. Please let me live through this. Please. Yes. And here we have the Black Knight Halberd. This was infamous in Dark Souls 1 as being one of the best weapons in the game. It is an incredible weapon. I think you do need to jump, by the way, from there down to there. I think I tried to roll once and it killed me. This was sort of a weapon that you could theoretically get as a drop incredibly early in the game. And it made the game essentially kind of broken, because you can actually, if you got lucky, upgrade it. Remember I mentioned those random upgrade items? If you randomly got from early game enemies upgrade items that you can use to upgrade this with Twinkling Titanite, you were essentially set for the entire game. You could get up to plus like 3 or 4, and the game was essentially broken through the entire playthrough. It looks kind of like, I guess it kind of, I thought originally when I picked it up it was kind of like a naginata, but now that I think about it, it really looks more like a dao, this kind of Chinese pole arm. I'm sure there's a corresponding European one that kind of looks like this. And of course the two-handed R2 is this idiotic spinning attack that makes you look like a teenager who is trying to emulate Darth Maul. The R1 attack is, like the halberd, less useful, and I don't think you can attack from this behind a shield, if I remember right. Oh no, you can. But one of the criminal things that they did with this game is take a look at this. If you run, you do a spin attack. Is it useful? Yeah, I'll give him that. It's kind of useful. But ultimately, it's not as good as in Dark Souls 1, where my favorite part of this is that if you ran and did attack, the running attack, it was this cool overhead chop that was really, really kick-ass and just did a heck of a lot of damage. And just looked sexy, too. But in this game, don't bother with it. You also need 26 dex to use it in this game, which I don't think it did in the first one. I don't quite remember. I don't usually do this, which is why I kind of forgot there and was heading the other... Okay, you need to rest at a bonfire for him to come back. And I don't think I'm going to be doing that. I think if you head back there and talk to him, he will reward you for helping him defeat his wife by giving you a fragrant branch of yore. Which is not something we really need right now. We've already gotten that. This next area actually has 2 weapons in it that I am really interested in using. This is the Gurm area. Remember from Gavlan. This is his home. This is where the Gurm lived. And just to remember, the Gurm were sort of forced to live here. It's sort of outcast from the world because people thought they were wicked. How could you think a dwarf is wicked? That's mean. I'm getting more and more in love with this Grey Warden armor. I'm sorry, I just really like it. And the 2 weapons we can get are the Gurm Axe, which is a really cool axe, not Gavlan's axe, not what he gives you, the Gurm Great Axe. The Gurm Axe actually has some excellent damage. The scaling is pretty darn good. And all in all, I think it's a pretty damn good weapon. And also we can get a weapon from a new type of enemy that I'm going to show you here that I really like. These are big armored dudes, but they have a special place in my heart because I just love the way they look. Can you see them down there? We're in the Doors of Pharos, I guess, because there's a lot of Pharos Lockstone stuff here. I don't know exactly why they're called that, besides the Pharos Lockstones, of course. I guess Pharos lived here or something? Was Pharos a Gurm? I don't know. You can't really see them here. But these guys here are the Primal Knights, also known as the Mastodon Knights, also known as the Elephant Knights. And they're badass. They're elephants. They're night elephants. Another kind of monstrosity, I guess, conjured up. Maybe by Seath or somebody else. Who knows? They're really, really cool looking. And that weapon he has there, the Mastodon Halberd, is one of the best strength weapons in the game. It's fantastic. We have a nice little bonfire here, and I'm going to pop back to Majula and spend some of these souls. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to spend them on, though. For the next section, I'm definitely going to be switching my weapon, either to the Gurm Axe, or if I get as a drop from that guy, the Mastodon Halberd, which is, again, is just a fantastic weapon. Let's see here. Those guys, those Primal Knights, there's also another Mastodon weapon, but I don't think they drop it. It's called the Mastodon Sword, and it is probably one of the best strength great swords, because it eventually gets up to an S scaling, the maximum, with strength. So that's going to give you a heck of an advantage as a strength character. Let's see, a little more endurance, get that adaptability up, and yeah, that'll be enough. I'm really looking forward to getting to that 105 adaptability so I can forget about it forever. I think I'm just going to head back there and maybe show you Gavlan, good old-fashioned Gavlan, and see if he has anything to say. Doors of Pharos. Maybe the next level will be about the Doors of Pharos, but I actually do not care for this area, because it is, well, it's sort of annoying. But I'll wait until I go there to talk about what it's like. There is also, to our immediate left, where are you? There we go, Lloyd's Talisman, you know what that means. There is a Mimic to our immediate left. And this guy will drop more dark stuff. Maybe this is actually the chest piece of the dark armor. No, it's just the leggings. And I'm going to make an attempt to kill him. But first I'm going to use the Ring of Blades, because I need every little bit of, Yes, and he's dead. Good. And these guys, the Primal Knights also drop their gear. The armor is pretty cool, but I was upset more than I could explain to you when I finally got the headpiece of the armor and discovered, to my horror, that it does not make your face look like an elephant. I would love that if it did it. That would be the greatest thing in any Souls games ever, if you could have an elephant face and have like a trunk, and then maybe wear a crown and pretend to be Babar. They can also hit you, see, with their trunks there. These guys are actually the undead versions of these creatures, sort of like the undead versions of the old ironclads, and they drop crummier versions of their stuff, of their armor, the old Mastodon armor. That seemed like an unnecessary little step there for them to do that. I really like the Gurm, and being forced to kill them is wounding to me, but, well, the little fuckers have stuff I want, so, you know. And I'm a bad mofo, so. There are two types of Gurm in here. We saw the Warrior Gurm back there, and here we have the regular Gurm. The regular Gurm armor actually looks pretty cool, and I really enjoy it, and I actually think it looks pretty cool for a variety of builds. Oh my god, we got it. I gotta show it to you. That Dragon Charm there, by the way, is useless that we picked up. Cures poison and HP. Let me show you the Gurm armor. I might just wear this if I feel like it. Yeah. Doesn't that look awesome? I actually wore this on my wizard characters recently, and I think it actually didn't look half bad. This excuse me. This resembles the armor of, oh, what is that? What is that jerk's name? It says I Shawai. Kind of a Welsh guy. What's his name? Oh god, I'm blanking on the name right now, but it's a guy in Dark Souls 1 who sits under an aqueduct like a jerk. And his armor is filled with weird metals on it. And that's kind of what this looks like. It seems sort of patchwork and strewn together. Armor of the Nomadic Gurm. The stocky Gurm are kind-natured, but humans deemed them impure and drove them underground. This poor Gurm. I feel bad for them. But that armor is really cool. I like it a lot. Why is this here? Why the hell is this here? Why should you light your torch? There's no reason. It's not even remotely dark. And we're underground, for God's sake. How is it not even slightly dark? Gavlan! How's it going, Gavlan? Never get tired of him. And you'll take a look in here, he now sells an unlimited number of poison arrows. Back in the early days of the game, I used that to cheese things quite a bit. So if you're looking for some fromage to add to your playthrough, you have found it, sir. This next guy was originally supposed to be in the Forest of Fallen Giants, but he was mysteriously moved to over here. And I don't like that, because that lessens the variety of Forest of Fallen Giants. He is wielding the Gurm Great Axe that Gavlan is using, and he can actually throw them at you, and it is pretty beastly. He can do a heck of a lot with those axes. Unfortunately, when we get it, we cannot throw it, but I would like to see that. Why can't we get the axe and throw it, like as the heavy attack? Like, maybe you have to upgrade it, and maybe you have to have, you know, the right stats to use it or something, but this is pretty dangerous. If that thing hits you in the head, you're essentially dead, but You can see he can't throw it very far, so he's left with his bare hands, which obviously couldn't do a lot of damage, could they? Yeah, this guy's an animal. I want to show him hitting with his bare hands. I want to see this. That was from his bare effing hands. This guy is a beast. That armor, by the way, that they have looks especially idiotic on humans. Don't bother with it. Oh, you got the stupid helm. Now, again, the regular Gurm helm is actually a Viking helm. What I mean when I say that. A stereotyped Viking helm with the horns from Wagnerian opera. But still, it's a Viking helm, damn it, and it makes you look cool. This guy's hard to get. I almost never get that guy. We're actually above the Doors of Pharos now. That's really the level down there, but we're in this separate little upper area that leads to the next section. I feel so bad about backstabbing these guys. I really do. You can actually get their that weapon there. It's a really cool makeshift weapon. Did I get it? No, I did not. And it's sort of an anvil on a stick. And it looks really cool. That has pretty good strength scaling. And it's actually a pretty damn good weapon. See, he's wielding it over there. I don't think we can get that whip and chain version of it, although we should, because it's awesome. These guys are also spectacularly easy to backstab. Although I don't know if I would want to try to parry those guys. We get the shield? No, we didn't. I'm going to show you the hammer. That shield that they're wielding there, by the way, is one of the cooler shields in the game. Again, if you want to go for a barbarian build, it's sort of a shield that is made of rocks wedged into it. I don't think I noticed this before, but there are runes carved in it. Oh my god. I didn't notice that. Look at that. See what you pay off if you bring those binoculars. There are weird ruins somehow carved into it, whether the Gurm have their own little language, or maybe it's from something else, or maybe it was on the thing, they made it already and they don't know what it means, who knows. But this is their weapon. I did a little sort of dwarven playthrough with this. That's kind of stupid, I don't like that. But that's pretty cool. And this can do some pretty beastly damage. It's all in all a pretty cool looking weapon, a very unique looking weapon in a game that is suffering from a lack of uniqueness. I'm not actually going to go up there, because that is Brightstone Cove Seldora, and I want to wait until the next episode. I think I'm going to actually end the episode here, sitting beside the corpse of one of my fallen Gurm brothers. I really identify with the Gurm and the Dwarves. I will see you guys next time, where we will either be exploring probably the Doors of Pharos, or Brightstone Cove Seldora, whatever I decide. I will see you then.